They say a project's never finished, just abandoned, so let's revisit one of those unfinished projects. Hello, welcome to the Battling Barrow. My name's Kev, and at the start of the year I revisited some old projects to improve them. Projects in question were the blacksmiths, the guard tower, and the coaching inn I made for my Mordheim board a few years back. Due to the nature of making videos for YouTube, I ran out of time to do them justice. So this year I went back to them, starting with the blacksmiths. Now it's time for the coaching inn. The guard tower I won't do a separate video on, as the techniques covered in both videos are what I use to finish that. It's a wash on the walls like the blacksmiths, and the roof is done in the same way as covered here. Let's start simple by painting the inside hangings black rather than the exposed paperclip they were before. A good start. The thing I was most unhappy with was the roof. I tried using a textured plastic card that was the wrong scale, and when painted you really couldn't see the tiles on the roof. So we'll start here. I'm going to be moving away from the grey slate tile and going more to a Tudor red tile. I wasn't even happy with the roof substructure, so let's sort that first. What I didn't think about last time is the roof on this end has to be the same height as the other end, so I'm just measuring that now. Even now, making this part of the roof is tough, and I'm not 100% satisfied with how it came out, but it's way better than before. This time I'm making it out of 1mm chipboard and cutting each part here and using the protractor to get the correct angles, something I didn't do last time and it bit me in the butt. Continue to cut out sections, front and back, and joining them with masking tape. Luckily, this part of the roof was well made, so I can use that as a template. Underneath the roof, I glue in supports and strengthen the piece, and that's it. One thing I didn't add in last time were dormers, which I will do now. These are just made out of foam card and chipboard. For the window, I score in and use a crisscross scoring method to remove the foam, leaving me with a recess, into which I can glue some diamond mesh using coffee stirrers full of wooden beams. With the construction done, it's time to add a couple of chimneys. I would have made these out of blocks of foam, but I didn't have any tans, but I did have some leftover bricks from my Bretonian Peasant hovel build, so I used those. I'm really glad I did this because I think the finish is much better than scoring a brick pattern into the foam. I glued the bricks together into a column, and once dried, traced out the angle of the roof onto it and cut that. This was then glued onto the roof. I added a slab of foam on the top, and the chimney pots were made from wooden notice board pins with a hole drilled into the top. Next, the dreaded tiling. For this, I'm busting out the cereal box card method, cutting it into strips and then cutting along the row almost to the end but not quite. Then aging the tiles by cutting bits off here and there. These were then glued onto the roof, starting at the bottom, and once done I'm going to add a couple of curved strips of card as wooden flashing. I wasn't going to do this, but I decided why not. The wooden posts were just made from balsa wood glued on and would constantly get knocked off. A lot did during the making of this video, which prompted me to do this. I thought, why not make some more elaborate ones out of foam? I worked out I'd need about 30 of them, and so using my hot wire cutter I began cutting them out. Scoring in the wood grain pattern. Undercoating, painting them. And gluing them in place. Stonework was undercoated in black and then painted in various shades of grey. Roof was undercoated in black, base coated in a burnt umber and then dry brushed with Doomball brown. Time for a wash to tone down how bright and clean it looked before. Old grooves have moss growing over them, so I thought I'd give that a try. I made it from a dark brown flock, a light brown flock and a green flock mixed together with some PVA and water. I applied this to the roof using my fingers. I hung the sign back on thinking I was done, but then I looked at the windows and they didn't look quite right. They needed glass. Luckily I had this sheet of clear plastic, but you could use a sheet of overhead projector acetate. All I'm doing for this is working out the size and shape, cutting them out and gluing them in place with a few discreetly hidden blobs of glue. Now I thought it was done, apart from the fact that I've had this resin water trough laying around for years, and this year has been great for utilising bits and pieces I've had laying around but never done anything with. The stagecoach I used the driver, I've had the water droplets from Virtutes for years, so I've really had fun this year of using this stuff that I had for years and utilising it in projects. And this is no different. We're going to paint this trough up. First I primed it in black just to give something for the rest of the paint to adhere to. Then I base coated it in Screaming Skull, as this is the colour I wanted the mortar to be. Once I'd done this, I painted the bricks a dark grey or mid grey, dry brushed a bit of a light grey over it and then gave it a black wash, and that was it. For the water, I went back to using the Virtutes water droplets that I had left over from last time, because you can reheat these and they'll go back to a liquid form, and to which I just spooned some of that into the trough. And now it's done, or done enough to be abandoned again for now. I won't be doing a full showcase for this as I normally do, as I want to make a few more buildings and a few more bits and pieces for the town project and then show them off all together. But that's it for this one. All that's left for me to do now is to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, have a like. Feel free to leave a comment down below and share this video around. That'd be great. I want to thank my patrons. You guys are awesome and are now allowing me to buy materials and not have to get moaned at by the wife, which is amazing, so I can do more terrain projects. But that's it. Until the next time, stay safe, take care.